Excellent. One of the things I really like about this is how strong the lighting is. So there are a lot of what we call lost edges. Does anybody know what that is? What is a lost edge? Melissa, go for it. You're muted.
I just saw that. It's an edge that's like going into the shadow or something, you know, it's like not a seen edge, like that inside of the cheek that's kind of fading into the shadow in the forehead and the eyeball is
right. Where there should be an edge, right? There isn't one. Here, hold on. Let me put this up really close so you can see. Where there should be an edge, we can't see it, right? So we know there's an edge here, but we can't see it because it's lost in the shadow. Up here by the eyeball, where there should be an edge, we can't see it. So the general rule is that we don't draw what we can't see. But we need to know where it is so that we get shapes right. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to start with some markings. Claire, I added you to this class, so you should now, and Josie, you're already in. So you should be able to see these pictures that I've sent across the thread. This is called the Thursday art class. So the very first thing, as usual, that we're going to do is draw a line right through kind of the center of her face. This is the exact center of her face, but notice that this side of the face is much smaller and this side of the face is larger. Can anybody say why? Why is that true? Josie, can you say why? Hey, Melissa, nice to see you. Melissa Collins, good to see you. Why is that?
It's because she's at an angle.
Right. So we can actually, this is literally the half point of the face. So for those of you who are kind of new to this, I'm going to show you what I mean. Can you see that this pencil is dividing the exact half of my face? And now as my face turns away, I haven't moved the pencil at all. It's still in the same place. All of a sudden, this half of the face stays the same size, right? Gets larger, and the other half gets smaller. Weird, huh? So you like to think about these faces, these sides of the faces, like you treat them differently. The side of the face that's moving away from us is different. It's a little bit like the cube, right? If you're sketching, oops, here, hold on. I'll remove my, if you're sketching the cube, these two sides are the same, right? We know they're the same, meaning this square is the same and this square is the same, but they don't look the same because this square is close to us and this square is going away from us. So the same thing is happening with the face. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with our rule of thirds. 1. If I divide this line into 1, 2, 3 thirds, you can see that the first third, equal thirds. You can see that the first third kind of goes from the top of her forehead where the skin is, the hair is higher. It goes to the middle of her eyebrows. The second third goes just below her nose. The third third is where her mouth is contained. So it's kind of consistent, isn't it? Like it's a fairly consistent sketch. And then if I find, let's see, I'm going to guess it's about half. If I find the halfway point up here, yep, that's about the top of her head. There's the hair. It's about half of that first third. So when I'm sketching, when I'm starting to sketch, now notice I'm going to sketch this bigger. So it's not about getting this, not doing a one-to-one translation. It's kind of about this. Let's see. So this goes like this. Yep. So I'm gonna sketch one. Oh, I want to be careful not to go too far.
I want to point out something real quick before anybody gets too far, because I've thought about this line already. And I originally drew it too far to the right because I didn't consider the fact that her hair is really big.
Her hair is big.
Yeah,
Over here.
yeah, on the other side. I drew that line on the other, I drew it too far to the center of the page. But on her other side, her head is tilted and her hair is really big on one side. There's a lot of hair there.
You mean this?
So I
Yeah.
didn't have room for that when I originally drew a vertical line. And so I just wanted to point that out, that it's like, the line is very far left of center.
Right. Well, and we would know that, right? If we do once we get this and this happening. So if
Right.
you start, right? So this, yes. Okay. So thanks, Melissa. That is a good thing to know. That is a good thing to note. I see what you're saying because I sketched over there.
Right.
That's what you're really saying. Don't sketch so far in the middle. So this is kind of a straight from here to here. And then if I am to take this down, 1, 2, fair enough. That's a really good point. So notice these are 3 equal thirds. This one kind of slants a little bit to the left. This basically goes straight down. Thank you, Melissa. Good observation. Really good observation. So we start with it, right? Because that can go wrong. That can go awry fairly quickly.
Right.
All right. The side. Now, where the eye line is, which is just below here, it's about here. If we want to see how wide that is, we're going to check this against the height and look at that. The height to the very, oops. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to get this at the top of my head. I'm going to check these measurements once you guys get going. So we'll get started here. But so this is 1/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. And then this is like 1/2 third. It comes up to the top of her head. And then when I check how wide the eye line is, right, from one side of her face to the other, you can see it's basically the same as the entire width, as the entire height from the chin to the top of her hair. So I'm going to use a longer, this is a great ruler because you can't actually see any lines on it. But you see, I can measure how far things are. And then just below this 3rd line, I'm going to put the middle of the eye line here. And then I'm going to, and then the last thing I'm going to do, 1, I'm betting, 1, 2, yep, 4. It's about 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. I'll show you how we'll handle this. So this side is this wide from here to here, right? This is how wide it is. It's as wide as it is tall. And then the width is about 1. This is a lot of measurements. God, sorry. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be a little bit more than, it would be 1 on this side and then 1, 2, 3, and a little bit more than 3 edges on this side. So the eye line kind of comes in. It's eye and hair. So people forget about this, right? We forget about
Can you explain that, what you're measuring there, that last thing again? I didn't catch.
this. It's the side on, it's this side here. So if this is this much, then I look to see how many it fits of those it fits on this side. And it's about 1, 2, 3, and then there's a little bit more. So that's the beginning. Claire and Josie. Melissa, go ahead and, oh, I see somebody's already sent in their stuff. Hattie's having a day. I'm going to send this across so you guys have this. And then I'll send this across. So send me, Claire and Josie, if you remember, I'm going to ask for these measurements before you get any further into your drawing. So if you're feeling stuck, let's see, Melissa. Nice to see you.
Thank you. You too.
3, good job. I love your measurements. Wait, 1. This is a little bit short, but you've run out of room, haven't you? Here, hold on.
On
On this
horizontal?
side, yeah, can you go a little bit further? Here, sorry, I'm pointing as if you can see. Can you go
Yeah, yeah. I have
a scotch further? Yep,
Yeah,
just add
just
a
a
little
little
bit
bit.
further. Yep, yep, just a teeny bit.
Okay, I
Okay,
have just the front.
Claire, good. 1, 3. Good job, Claire. I'm gonna check it again. Hold on. I just want to check and make sure. Excellent work, Claire. For somebody who's not done this, it's bending a little bit too much. It only bends a little bit. So bring this guy up a little bit. It doesn't have to be down here. Otherwise, that looks pretty good. Good job. You guys. Mariana, you're gonna send over your source,
Yes.
right? And the picture, the picture, and then your
The picture
diagram.
on the measurements. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 looks good, Melissa. Good, looks good. All right. Once we're there, and once again, we know that this can kind of go off. Oops. I'm sketching in some lines for you to try and get, but we may need to adjust them. Look at what I also like about this is how dark, how the darkness really shows the shading. Because it dramatizes it. So this is just weird enough for you, Melissa Moline?
Yeah, I mean, I like her
Mm.
look. I like her strong shadows a lot.
Yep. Yes. I originally brought this up as one of our first lessons, and then I was like, no, we'll do this later. Melissa Collins will remember that we and Mariana will remember that we actually reviewed this, and we're like, let's wait a little while.
Yeah, I was gonna say she looks recognizable. I was like, didn't we do her? I thought we did her before, but I was like,
We didn't, but we discussed doing her, and then I was like, let's wait.
yeah.
Let's wait. So here we are, back in waiting. All right. So then now, right, I can kind of sketch out the outer shapes of her. I'm being a little sloppy right now. Let me Let me tighten this up. I know this feels so tedious, but you know, there's no kind of other way. Do I have it right? I want to check. Do I have this right? I do. It feels. Wait. It is. It's really right. Yeah, it feels so crazy wide.
She has a lot of hair there. I'm telling you, that's a lot of hair on that side.
Well, it's not a lot of hair. It's more the way she's turned. We really see, right? Because actually her skull's probably about here. So the hair is coming out a little bit from the skull, but it's also like how far she's turned. The skull is out that far, right? That's the crazy thing to me. I'm like, ugh. And if you we will probably end up reshaping a lot of what's happening here. And notice I'm getting very kind of loose. I'm not doing too much yet. Until we get these shapes. So we've got, yes, from here to here and then here to here. So we'll use this measurement, which is on this whole side, not just the eye, right? To figure out how many eyes are across. And definitely this, a little bit of this is happening. And if you look here, you can see that her hair on this, the light part of her hair on this side kind of comes just past this. And this comes almost all the way down. The hair is really shaping the face for sure. You can also see that the chin kind of stops here. And now it's all hair. We'll probably still continue to reshape this as we get everything else in, but we might as well get where we think everything is. I also realized I can't go much further than her neck, which is okay. If you guys are in that same position, that's okay. If you want to, you don't need to do her shoulder. Yeah. And notice I've really left this whole area blank. So let's see how everybody does. Let's see. Okay. So Mariana, you've taken a picture of this and maybe copied it, so photocopied it.
Yeah, I don't have a better copy. She took a picture of a picture. Yeah.
That's fine. But you have a copy that you can write on, right?
No, I don't have printer.
So you're just going to, all right. So I do want to see this structure. I want you to show me where you think it is, this
Okay.
and this, before I see anything else. So I want you to put it in and I'm going to check it.
But I send it, right? That's what you want to see or something else?
No, I want to actually see, well, I do want to see the source. I do need to see the source, but then I need to see your measurements.
But it is there. It
Is
is
it?
there. Yeah.
Am I losing my mind?
It is in the white paper?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not sure where everything is. So is that line across where the middle of her eye line is?
Actually, the middle of her eye line is, yeah, exactly.
That
The
line that's
across is the line.
across?
Yes.
Okay, let me look.
Yeah.
And this includes her hair?
The hair is the top tip there, tippy tip there. Doesn't include in the X. It's not including the X.
Oh, I see. Okay. So 1, 2. So 1, 2. Got it. And now I see what I'm looking at. Okay, 1, 2. So I'm going down to the middle. So really it's like the thirds are the hair, the middle of the eye line, and then the bottom of the, and then it's everything underneath the face.
Mhm.
1. Okay, something's off then. Here, hold on.
I didn't include the hair. in
1. Yes, but I'm checking the measurements and this is something about this doesn't look right.
Okay.
So let's see, I'm going 1, 2. Part of this issue here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's true. You can do the rule of thirds. 2, 3. Okay, I see what's happening. 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then it's just a little bit more than 1/3 up.
The hair, yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
And then I see the eye line. Okay, that looks good. Hold on, one more thing. I just want to double check that. It's hard when I can't.
The width, yeah.
Yeah, the width.
The
Oh
width
yeah,
is-
good job. Yep, yep,
Okay.
you've got it. Start drawing the
Yeah.
outside lines. Great job. Good
Thank you.
job. Excellent. Now this is really exciting when one can apply this, when you can start to apply. So Mariana's drawing a different photo than us, but she's using the same technique, right? Okay, I'm going to take a picture of this so you guys can kind of see. And also see the places. Let's see. Oops, Josie, I'm going to scoot this over to Thursday face drawing. Let's see. 1. Good. I think the head. Three. Josie, I don't think you're quite, I think the head is a little bit too far out on this side. So can you bring it, so right now, hold on, I'm just double checking to make sure you've got the, yes, so the width is right, but it's too far out on this side. So scoot it a little bit. So you're like here, so you're like here on this side. You're like out here on this side. Scoot it a little bit to the right, everything a little bit to the right. And then add the same amount over here. So it should be wider here and narrower on this side, just a little bit. Good job, you guys. There's a couple more pieces that will be helpful. One is kind of like some of these, I'm sketching in some of the dramatic shadows. The shape where the shadows are. So you can get those in too. Let's see. And Claire, you have the opposite problem. I can tell you exactly. You need to scooch this in just this a little bit to the left, just a little bit, this side. You're a little bit too far. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, scoot this just a little bit. So, and see how you're going. So you've got this thing happening. You're doing this. See how much bigger that makes her head? In actuality, she's kind of coming in and down, almost at an angle. So that's partly because you're a little bit too wide, and also because you're sketching your line like this and not like that. But good job. The tweens are representing today. They're doing well. Everybody's doing well. Let's see, Melissa. I see. Melissa, where's your eye line? It's right under here. I'm not sure where your eye line is.
I don't have my eye line yet. I don't have my eye line yet, my brow line.
Okay, that's your brow line. Can you get your eye line in? Well, I think I could just check it here. Hold on. 1, 2. I don't know if that's right here. Hold on. This is what I need. Your eye line is there. Okay, it looks like this is a titch too wide. Oh yeah, there we go. When I'm measuring the eye line from here, it comes up higher than the head. So this line from here where your eye line is, which is right below that third line, it doesn't come any higher than the head. If you check your width now, you'll see you're too wide. You're too wide on this side. You need to bring it in. You need to bring it a little bit to the left.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Let's see. Melissa Collins, bring, okay, I'm a little bit, okay, so I see what's happening. Here is, let me mark this because I think you're a little bit, there's a lot of marks on here. Let me use a different color so you guys can really see. Hold on. All right, so here are the 1/3 marks in green. The hairline comes right to the 1/3 mark. Up here is about half. So everything comes to this point. Melissa, I think you have your hairline coming somewhere up here.
Oh, so it needs to be lower.
It needs to be, it needs to connect with your first third right here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
It's so tedious, isn't it? Josie, send to the, yeah, well, anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Is the eye line 1/3 down from the third? Is the eye line 1/3 of it? Okay.
It's not, no, it's not even that far. Look it, here's where the, oops, sorry. I put that in the wrong place. Sorry, my bad. Here is the eye line, and the eye line is just below the 1/3. It's not that far. It's not that far. Here's the 1/3 line, and here's the eye line. So it's pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks better. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that looks better. And Josie, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Claire. You've still got, let's see, this thing happening. Look at how much bigger that makes her head. It's more angled down. I think I might have to do the same thing if that makes you feel better. There we go. So see, even I'm doing that in my sketch. I'm bringing in her head a little bit, and we may have to reshape that some more. So see, even I have to do that. Totally. Just like everybody else, I'm trying to figure out where things are. Later, we'll kind of soften this and round it, right? And maybe I might stick it out just a little bit more. There's ways to check this, how wide this is, which will help us, but we don't really want to do that now. Now we just kind of want to get the general thing. The key here is it's easy to make her head too big. Let's see. Nice job, Claire. Are you enjoying this? It's like fun. Good job. We also may have to fix this too, right? We also may need to fix all these shapes a bit. We'll adjust them. So let's not get too comfortable with them being here, but yeah. That's good. And then, yep, down here, that comes all the way, almost all the way. Claire, I think this, so you notice I did the same thing. I think this comes down much further. If you look at, here's my third line. There's like a little triangle here. That I can draw to show the end of my light line. And then I'm going to kind of come in down here. Good job, you guys. It's like drawing somebody in pieces. Like somebody who's kind of shattered a little bit. I like it. All of these can be adjusted. So we may try to get them in the right places and it won't quite work. But we're close. Let me send this over. I like these two shapes because they're going to help us shape the nose eventually. All right. Josie, didn't you just... So don't try to fill this in. This is a lost edge, so don't worry about trying to connect all these yet. There you go. Good job. We have this kind of broken pieces, and then I think we're going to start placing the features. In which case I might move us to the next page. Actually, one of the things I want to check is here. Is this right? Okay. When you think you've got here, I'm going to take a picture of this and send it across the thread so you all can see it. Josie, are you not on? I'm wondering if you're not on this. Let me look. Thursday thread. I thought you were. Josie. I'm adding you. Okay, sorry, that's the big problem. You weren't on this. All right, now you're on the new class thread. Okay. So let me know when you guys feel, well, send over when you kind of get to this point, and then we will switch pictures so we can see the features a little bit more.
Un segundo, voy a hablar con tu papá, no me pides permiso a mí que cuando no estaba pendiente del tío.
Let's see. Melissa, that looks good. I like how you're already kind of getting the shapes of the eye in there. Remember, this is kind of the halfway point, so you're ultimately going to want to bring your eye down a little bit, but I like how you're paying attention to these shapes. And I like how you've connected this to the, I've liked how you've seen the connection from this to this. Very nice. I see what you're doing there. I see you. Okay, let's see. Josie, great. Oh my God, you guys, this is really good. All right, let's move to the next one where we can actually see shapes. So we know that on this side, right? We know that her eye comes kind of, that the edge of the nose comes right here. So this is where the edge of the nose is. Here, and we know the eye is a little bit to the left of that. So yeah, the eye on this side is about that big. Yep. Yep. And then let's see, how long is it? Actually, interestingly, if we measure the eye from one edge to the other, to the shadow on the edge of the nose. So if I go from here, let me see. Yep. If I go from the edge of the eye to this center, which is where the edge of the nose starts, that is exactly the distance where the next eye starts. 1, 2, just double checking. 1, yep. Which means I got to move my hair a little bit. And then that distance as well is the single eye. So see how I've got my eye in my hair? So I just simply am going to move my hair kind of outside that eye because I know I can see the whole eye. So see how I told you things change as we get into it. The second eye is here. I'm not getting much detail in, just more location than anything else. And don't worry about the eyebrows yet, because we'll shape those. And then curiously, let's see, 2, 1, 2. It's like 1 from here to the edge of the hair, 2. It should be about 2.5 eyes. 1, 2, 2.5 to the edge. So try not to get too much detail in there right now. We're not. However, if you can see the relationship of this light here to this eye, that's great. The kind of edge here. You guys, these are awesome. Honestly, I want to stop here and say, you're doing great. You guys are killing it today. I know you're probably feeling like, this is terrible, but you're actually doing great. And I appreciate how careful everyone is with the measurements. Particularly for those people who are new to the class. Absolutely. Do you want me to stop here and do the nose, or do you want to wait? I can wait. I can totally wait.
I'm still working on the eyes.
Yeah. Don't do too much detail with the eyes. If you want to, you can put in right where you think the iris is. Don't try to do too much shaping right now. She's looking this way, so we can't really see any white on this side. We can see dark here. Don't get too caught up in these shapes right now. Just catch this and this. Just kind of get location. And then we'll deal with nose and mouth locations, and then we'll get into more detail. Oh, Melissa Moline, you'll like this. I printed out this to correct it, but you weren't in class that day. And so it's just sitting on your table. And Rob looked at it and he was like, whose work is that? And I said, that's Melissa's. It's a copy. And he said, wow, she's improving.
Nice.
And he wanted it. I was like, well, I'm sure you're fine. It's just a photocopy.
That's where I stopped that one at this point.
Yeah. He was like, wow, she's improving. That's really awesome. Good observation. Yes. He was very compelled by the image, the sort of final image too. I think that's neat.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if you gave him permission if he didn't take that and hang it towards.
Hang it where?
Hang it in the house or something.
I'll just finish it and give him the original.
No, keep it. Sell that sucker if you want to sell it. Okay. We haven't even gotten to the shaping of the eyes yet. I just want you guys to locate the eyes. Please don't spend too much time on them. I'm going to move on to the nose, and I'm going to come back here to show you how the nose works. So you can see here's the top third, here's the bottom third. So the nose is contained in here and bounded by this shadow, right? I'm going to take a close up so you can really see what's going on. Here. I'm going to take that close up of that nose. From this side, you can see the kind of dip up, the flat down, and then the return kind of in. And then really this is just a little bit it's almost lined up with the eye, not quite. It's also, this is the third, it's also well above the third. So you see how I'm just lining it up. We're not doing any major work. I want you not to do that yet. I'll do the same thing with the mouth. I'm going to send the mouth. Let's see if that little rule holds true. 2, 3, mostly it does. My favorite new rule.
Which is what?
It's an amazing rule. The middle mouth line here is 1/3 of the way down the last third. So if I want to find out where to put it, I divide this last third from here to here into equal thirds. And the middle of the mouth line is right there. That middle mouth line, this line is right there. Now this line lines up a bit with the eye.
Oh, on the top third, not the bottom third.
Bottom third. Yeah, top third. It's right here.
I was so confused for a second.
There's a lot of thirds. It's true. We're dealing with a lot of thirds.
I was like, that looks weird.
Yeah, not up there. Right.
This is better.
And then
Right, this is angled.
is that true? Yep. And then we can see, because we can't see the bottom half, but we can definitely whoops. And the bottom of her lip is there, kind of right above the second third. Need my electric eraser. Yep. There we go. The bottom here of the chin, that's like kind of the bottom of the chin. And then I may adjust the lips a touch. Yep. So that's kind of where you want to get started as we start to sketch in. Right, details. As we start to get into like the details, let's locate where everything is first. If you want to get, so let's get, don't really do too much detail, right? We don't want to develop anything too strongly. God, this has a very Picasso-like look to it right now. It's rippy. I could see it like woman with a broken mirror. So Mariana, I'd like to see where you are.
Alrighty.
Let's see, Melissa, I'm gonna take a look at yours. So Melissa, you have your middle line of your mouth down. If you were to divide this third into halves, you have your middle line down here. The middle line of the mouth is actually, here, let me see if I can mark it so it's actually visible. Give me a mo. The middle line of the mouth is at the 1/3 point here. If you were to divide this, oh, I know what I can use. So here's 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. Wait, up here. 1, 2, 3. Maybe a slightly above 1, 2. No, it's actually at the halfway, the 1/3 point. So bring your mouth up to the 1/3 point. Nose looks pretty good. Ah, Mariana. Here, I'm gonna pull down her.
The jawline is all wrong.
The what?
The jawline is all wrong.
Well, you can't get the jawline at this point.
Okay.
That's not the time to do it. It's later. I'll show you.
All right.
You need to, yeah, you absolutely don't have the jawline right, but you won't get that right until you place the nose and the eyes and the mouth correctly. So
All right.
locate where they are before you start to get the jawline. One of the things I notice is that her eyebrows come right into her eye. Right now you have them floating above. They come almost right to that upper lid line. And a little bit above, but not too much. So
Okay.
locate where her eyes, where her nose is, and where her mouth is. Show me,
Okay.
just like we've got here, a kind of simple outline, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
Then we talk jaw. Yeah, jaw is almost impossible to get until you place all these things. Then you use them to figure out how wide things are. That kind of thing. All right. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer. Melissa, if you want to, you can now start here, and I'll take a picture of this as well. Let's see. Let's see. Something looks off about this, Melissa. Let me, but no, maybe it isn't. So Melissa, I watch you do this over and over again. You've straightened her features when you just, they are a little bit slanted.
Aren't they supposed to be good?
Hers, if you look, it's a slight slant.
I slanted up, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
I,
Well, her eyes are slanted, but her mouth is not slanted.
I literally just redrew it and slanted it. All right.
No, you didn't. Not enough. So I noticed that happens. And then what happens is you correct, and then you just keep going, making stuff up. Because you need to make stuff up to fit it. So everything else looks great about this. Everything looks really good about this, except the mouth needs to go the same direction everything else is, right? The nose is kind of tilted up. The mouth is kind of tilted up. All right. I'm going to talk about eyes again. I'm going to remind everybody about how to do eyes. I'm going to take a close-up of her eyes so you can see them. So remember that the first thing to know about eyes is, as I'm shaping them, that it's curved on top and it's almost straight on the bottom. It's curved on top and it's dark on the top and it's very light on the bottom. Those are the first things to pay attention to. The second thing is to really pay attention to that upper lid line, because as we know, when we've looked at each other's upper lid line, this line that goes over the lash line, that is a very distinctive measure. So hers kind of goes up and then it squares off and down, and then it kind of comes back in and near again. Right, there's a kind of arch up even a little bit higher. That's key. And then from there, I'm going to sketch this in pencil and send it to you. Remember, we want to try to get the shape, the negative space between her eyebrow and her upper lid line. So to do that, I'm going to send you that so you can really see it too. So I've drawn it in so you can see it. So that kind of goes like that, right? Like this, and then like that. And then I can get in I might have to extend this a little bit longer. On this side, the upper lid, we can't really see the eyebrow. We can only see, so that's the start, sorry. Then remember that the iris is very dark around the edge and it's dark in the center, except for the little dot, which we're gonna leave, which is that reflected edge, that reflected light. So it's super dark here, super dark here, super dark here, then light edge. And then it's kind of dark here. I go around the edge. And then it gets a little lighter down here. A little bit lighter at the base. I can't really see that, so I might have to go in with my eraser again. Darken around. Right. And then it's a little bit dark here in the eyelid. Down here, it's very light. So I'm actually giving her a little light rim here, and then underneath it gets a little darker. And in terms of her lashes, you can only really see a few. You can also see it's a little bit shaded in the white part. So not just the tear duct here, just a little bit on the top of the white. Okay, and then kind of dark up here. This other eye is super trippy. We've got lots. We have much more that we can't see than that we can. So there's kind of a little envelope of light here. And notice we can really see the upper lid line. Almost everything else. Let's see. Like there's an upper lid line. It's really just mostly shadowed. So the shadow kind of falls over the eye. Notice that the bottom lid, you can still see the light. It's light on the bottom lid. You can really see that. And then everything else just kind of falls into darkness until you reach that blonde hair. Because you've kind of sketched in, so we can't exactly see her eyebrow on this side. But we know it's there. Isn't that interesting? We know it's there. We know it has a shape. But really we can only kind of find it by sketching in the darks around it. So it's almost all dark. Let's really look at this shape. It's like here. And then there's a little triangle of dark, kind of medium dark. I'm really just sketching out the little light shapes. Then of course, what we can see is the iris, that little white reflective dot on the eye. And then it's pretty dark up here and lighter down here. And then mostly we can't, except for here and that little triangle. So we can see that this lower lid line really is light on this side. You can really see it because the shadow is so strong, but it doesn't cover. That's okay. We can totally spend another session on this. By the way, we don't have to finish it today.
¿Dónde está la bola, mamá?
Yo no sé, bueno.
This is a good point for me to look at your stuff too, Mariana. Let me see.
Okay.
How's it going? Yeah, so I know it's such a struggle, isn't it? Faces like require this level of concentration
I know.
that's just insane. And everybody's doing super great. I feel like your guys' concentration level has really come, and your patience. Oops, I don't know what that was. Let's see.
I love how yours is going, by the way.
They're not too bad. It's not too bad right now, right? It's because the drama of the it's because the drama is so
The
intense.
shadow?
Yeah, of the shadows. It creates for a very interesting. I just realized this has to come out further. And I know that because
But I like the nose on the left eye.
yeah.
The right eye also too.
Thank you. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna need to look at this again, so I'm gonna need to forward your, I need to look at the, I can't remember what it looks like. Let's see. Best if the next time you give me, let's see, one, can you give me one of them next to each other?
The drawing on the
Yeah, the
yeah.
drawing next to the photo.
Yes.
Good. Lips. Okay, so let's talk about lips because this is a place where you struggle, Mariana.
Yeah.
You have an idea about lips that is completely not what is happening. And you put it into every face. So I
Yeah.
like how the nose is located. I like where the eyes are, but then you do these weird, like kind of like they've
Yeah,
like
I don't know what to do with the mouth. I agree with you.
okay, so I want you to let go of what you're doing.
Okay.
It's not working. Erase it completely. And
All
we're going
right.
to start again. I'm going to work
Okay.
with you on this.
Okay.
Yeah, just notice it's, yeah, this is just, so the first thing that you're doing is that you're expanding the lip all the way here.
To the corner of the mouth. Yeah.
Yes. But the second thing is that she's got fairly thin upper lip.
Yeah.
So the shape of her lip, if I'm looking, so I always start with the middle line.
With the middle line. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Line that up correctly. And then within this, it's quite thin on the top.
Okay.
And also it comes in. It's quite thin. You have it all like this. That's how they're drawn, right? Look
I
at yours
know.
and you'll see. So really look at that top shape. Also really observe it's dark. The upper lip is dark, thin. The bottom lip is wider, is a little bit lower. And I can't really see it. It comes
Yeah.
up to meet here, not over here.
You're right. Yeah.
And I can't see it. So it's really just, you have to, you're caught in the idea of what you think the lip is, and you're not really looking at the shape. So what you really just need to do is get to the shape, right?
Okay.
What happens is when we don't know what to do, right? There we go. So try that. I want you to redo her lips, the shape of her lips, and
Okay.
let's see how you get.
All right.
She has very beautiful lips, actually. They're very shapely. They have a kind of like Cupid bow almost.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Great job. How's everybody else doing? Let's see. Josie. All right, Josie, this is good. Eyes are too big. They need to be narrower. So they're too high up. Remember, this eye there has to be space between here and the eyebrow. And down here, you've made them much too, let's see, they're kind of going like this. So straighten that line, make it lighter. This side, it's the same. Bring in that bottom edge. However, there's a lot I really like about this drawing. I like the shape of the nose. I feel like the mouth is too big. Oh, and the mouth is too big. Right. So what you did is the same thing that Melissa Collins did. You put this middle line at the halfway, you put this middle line down here at the halfway point. You want to divide this last third into 3 equal sections. And the middle line is up in the first third, right? Not down here, it's up here. Other than that, it's looking pretty good. Here. Let's see. Okay, Claire, really great for a first effort. Really, really great. Notice that you need to make your eye smaller because you need this much space. You need to be able to see both the upper lid line and this much space between here and the eyebrow. So the solution to that is to erase out your eye. Right now, it looks like your eye is kind of taking up this much space. So this is the shape that you want to erase out, negative space. So all that conversation we've been having about negative space in the teen classes, it's going to help you here. Just make your eye narrower, not so wide. Everybody wants to make the eyes too wide. But really good. And as well, you also, 1, 2. Also, your mouth is a little bit too straight, right? Like this. You want to curve it a little bit more. Okay. Wow, these are really emotive. I'm really liking how these are looking. I'm liking things about. So let's see, Melissa.
What does emotive mean?
Comes from the word emotion.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So Melissa Collins, I feel like you've lost, her face is kind of collapsing in on this side. And I think part of that is that you don't exactly have the shadows in the right place. So it looks to me that your shadows are kind of going like this. Right? And that's making her face curve in. Look at this shape. Her hair's kind of over here. So look at this shape. Come in here and really fill out that dark here. Move it out like that. The second thing is, and this is very often a thing that happens, you're kind of going, here, let's see. You're going up at the very end, but mostly you're going like this. And in reality, it's kind of a gentle curve down. You've kind of gone the opposite side way. So let's work on reshaping that jaw a little bit. Look at the shape. Look at the shape that has to fit in. This shape that has to fit in. Here. See, look, I'm doing a little bit too.
Yeah, I think I see it now. It's like,
Yeah, right? It's
Yeah.
like, that's this feeling. It's funny how it feels like collapsing is happening, right? Rather than so easy. And sometimes it's really easy to go the opposite direction of the direction that the shape is actually going. I don't know why that is. That is like human nature for you. We're very stubborn. One of my artist friends who's very into the brain recently posted, remember that your brain is very pretty, but it lies to you. But that's like it. The brain is very pretty and it lies. What you're looking at is not what you're actually seeing. See how I did some adjustments there too. So if that makes you guys feel better, absolutely happening over here as well. So there's this kind of shape here. Let's see if I can get the nature of this shape too. Don't worry, we'll have another week to finish this. See that shape? So it like kind of comes down, then it goes like this, then it goes like that. This is where I'd way rather be using like charcoal or and then you really see that lost edge and how important it is. Even though we can't see it, we still need to convey it through the dark shadow shape. Let's focus on, let's see. Better, Claire. Better. So work on really here. I'm going to send this over. And Claire, you're going to need to also adjust this jawline here, right? Look at this shape here. Create that shape to get the shape of the jaw down here. Good job, you guys. Doing great. Actually, we have half an hour, so who knows? We may get there. Here, I'm going to take a picture of this. You can see it. I'm going to take a picture of this. Also. The effort is really paying off. I can see it. Let's see. So Melissa, you put in edges where there aren't any. I want to see, be careful because you're making this part the edge of her face, and that is not the edge of her face. The edge of her face is actually here. See that? So you're creating an edge where there isn't, using this shape incorrectly. Look at this shape. All of this has to fit. However, nice correction on the mouth. Nose is now too long. Your nose is, the nose is too long. So remember also, let's go back here. Wait, where is that guy? Here it is. Come back here. The nose is well above that. This is the, here is the first, here is the, what you call it? The third. The
My
nose is well above that. Yours is definitely drifting below. It's because this shape isn't right.
Yeah, I already modified that.
Yeah. So I'm sending it over so you guys can see it. Josie, that's looking, you guys, this is good. All right, so let's see. Josie, I like the corrections you made with your eyes. I want you to do the same. So let's see. Let's talk about mouths for a second. So once again, some basic things about the mouth. This line is the darkest, the middle line. But oftentimes, right, and there's always a little hinge right here. You can see it really strongly. So it's a middle line that goes to a hinge. The lip doesn't go all the way there. The lip comes in. And the top of the lip is also quite dark. Maybe not quite as dark as the lower lip, but close. So Josie, are you watching this? This is definitely where we can work on. Let's work on this shape. And everybody. Right? So here's this little edge. It's fairly dark here. And then the way the shadows are going, it's super dark under here. And then this comes up. We almost can't see it. Also, this is darker here. If you want to look at it up close, here's a super up close look at the shadows on the lips. It's like super dark here. It's very dark here. It's like a 5 here. And that blends right into the shadow. And then it's super dark over here too. Really, it's only at this stage that we're starting to get likeness. And by the way, here we can also really see that little slightly dark edge here. Also, it's slightly shaded all under here. Good job, you guys. You're doing great. And don't worry, we'll have another shot to work on this. I like where you're all at with it though. Look at how much of the face, if we really look at where shadows are, look at how much of the face is in shadow. And that's not just because this is a strong shadow. These are just, there are lighter versions of these shadows on this side of the face. That's what I find really trippy, how dark most of the face is. Better, Josie. Better. Notice where this lines up. That's much better. Good job on the reshaping. Work on this shape right here. Because right now it's going up. Yours is going up like this. So yours is going up like that. Right? And can you see how much of her chin is cutting off? Work on creating also, I want to bring this out just a little bit. There we go. That helps. Hi, Bazoo. Hey, Bazoo. Good job, you guys. Killing it. Okay, Melissa, much better on the jaw. So Melissa, I think what's also happening is this, you're having the same struggle as Melissa a little bit. This shape, so notice this shape is kind, you have this kind of coming out. I'm going to show you. You've got yours like coming out to here. Like it's the edge of the face. It is not.
Oh, yeah. You're
It
right.
is really lined up with the eye. And then there's a big dark space on the left, which is really where the edge of the face is, but we can't see it. So you got to draw it like the dark shape that it is, right?
Oh, yeah, that's gonna fix it. I
See
think.
that?
Yeah,
I know it's trippy, right?
I didn't really see it like that.
Yeah. I know, because you're trying to find, your brain is trying to find the edge of the face. I get it.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to find it, but it's not there, right? So you're
Yeah.
like, well, this must be the edge of the face because I can see it, but it isn't. The edge of the face is probably about right here.
My brain's like, no, there has to be an edge.
Yes, what is happening? But these are wonderful. Honestly, these are totally rad. I mean, these are coming along. Josie, that looks a lot better. Okay. So get super dark in here, Josie, because that's the kind of next step, right? You want to like get super dark. And then this is like a 4. It's fairly dark, but it's not quite as dark. This is like a 4, and next to it is the 5. See how I'm like super darkening it here? You want to see this. But it's pretty dark. This is like a 5. Now we're starting to get a little bit of likeness. It's starting to happen. Claire, better. Let's see, what can I help you with? Okay, so Claire, one of the things I want you to see here, so you've got a little bit of this thing going on up here. See that? And you've got that all dark. So really, it's more like straight up. I struggled with that shape too, if that makes you feel better. So it's kind of more straight up, right? Like that. And then curved in. You also are bringing your little light edge. You've done this. You've brought it too far in. It's really just kind of here. This isn't the edge of the face. It's only the part of the face we can see. The edge of the face is about here. So this needs to get carved in. I told you we would be adjusting these things, right? As we started. We will be continuing to adjust these shapes because we're sure to not quite get them right. Where we wanted to be was general ballpark. Oh yeah, and Claire, also, I think you're, oh no, it's good. That's good. Never mind. The nose is slightly higher. See that there's this little triangle of shape up in here between the nose and the lip. So your lip up here is a little bit too thick. You've kind of got this going. Right, and actually it's kind of more here. Good job, you guys. Okay, we've got about 15 more minutes left. You look. Nice. Yeah. Let me see you. Come on. Let me see you. Did you get stuck? Mariana, let's see where you're at. How does your mouth? How does your mom's mouth look now?
It's not looking good yet.
So are you fighting it still? Is that what's happening?
No, I'm trying to fix it by doing the shades. It looks like a man though.
Melissa, that's coming along. Moline, I mean. Still watch your light. This area is much too big. It's extending too far. It's coming down. You have yours coming down around the nose. If you actually get this shape right, you'll see it helps shape the nose. So it's too big. You want this to be the edge of the face. That's really what's happening. I'm going to show this thing. Really, the only part of this face that shows is this little area here. This is much smaller. It rises above the nose. This whole area here is dark. Let's see. Good job, you guys. Josie, grades corrections. Just darken here, the half of this eye, right? Because we can't see all of it. Great, great. You guys, these are great. Honestly, they're all kind of great. Even if they aren't exactly. Okay. Dramatic. Better, Melissa. It's coming. It's coming. Yes, indeed. Now, if you
I tried
still,
to
if
just
you
put
don't
all the-
want her to feel like she, oh, Josie, very nice. You guys. These are actually really good. Now, if you don't want her to feel like she's crashing in, which a little bit it does, Melissa Collins, notice the shape of this. It kind of, so you have this thing going. I'll show you. You're doing this. Really, this is a straight up and down line that will help you feel, right? Like this is expanding out. So see what happens when I leave this in like that? It kind of looks like she's,
Oh, yeah.
yep. And that's probably a good place to stop. I'm proud of you guys. This is really awesome. These are wonderful. We'll keep working on it. We've got 10 more minutes. Yeah, now I'm really glad I didn't do this 2 months ago. I think none of you would ever come back to class. Josie, I really appreciate how you got the angles on everything right. Can you feel that? Can you feel the way she's kind of turning her head? Yeah, you paid very close attention to the angles, and I think that's really helped you get like the positioning of your face just right. Good job. Melissa, Collins, I love the corrections that you've done. The shape of your nose, perfect. Shape of that face, it's coming along. Very, very, very nice. I love watching you reshape the chin. I like your darks too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just think
Moline, I
for the
really
school.
appreciate how you're pushing your own. I really like your shading is beautiful. B, that eye on the right, totally nailed it. Eye on the left, also totally nailed. Really, really great. Just kind of perfect, actually.
And wow, thank you.
Yeah. Claire, for somebody who has only done this once, this is your first face drawing class, right? You're
Yeah.
doing awesome. You're following with the measurements. You're starting to get there. I love your corrections. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Good job, you guys. Hey, Mariana, I feel like you got your proportions on everything absolutely right. Your mom's nose kind of comes up a little high. It's slightly short, right? You got that perfectly. You got the eyes in the right place. You got everything. Your measurements are just great. So the fact that I'm like on you about the mouth, that's not a problem. You've got so many other things going absolutely correctly on this. It is, I should say that. I should make sure to mention that. I wondered if you were going to make the nose too long, which is something that you used to do, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like you really measured, like her nose, she's got the cutest little nose. It comes up. She's got a
Yeah.
cute little nose, your mom does.
Yeah, I'm
And
happy
it-
with the nose too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think she has the look. I'm gonna show you the eyes.
Let's see.
The mouth is not yet ready. But it looks better.
Send it over. We'll keep working on this. There's a lot more to do. So much more to do. So we'll keep working on this next week. I'm not totally convinced I have this in the right place yet. So I'm going to be checking things like these distances. I'm going to show you how to check these distances. There's a lot of things that we can start, but I like where we're going with this. Josie, I like that you've got your eraser on your last one. like you've thrown the eraser down just to show what an important tool that is. Oh yeah. Yeah, you totally have got, yep. Oh, although yes, the eyebrow on the left and right, but Mariana, this is more accurate than anything you've ever drawn. So I want to say this is, I know you're working hard, but it's getting there.
I have not shown you the final results. Let me show you. I have finished several of the drawings. They look better now.
Oh yeah, send them around. I'd love to see them. I want to see.
Oh my God, your mom is so cute.
Isn't she?
Thank you.
And I feel like you're getting that.
It
I
looks
know she's cocking her eyebrow, but that's not quite, it's a little bit.
Less.
So notice a couple of things, Mariana.
Uh-huh.
Notice the space between her eyebrows. It
Uh-huh.
should be about the same. So there needs to be,
Yeah, closer, right? Yeah.
they need to be closer, and also there's no connection right now between them. Like she's got one eye cocked up, but this part here, I'm going to show you, I'm going to point and show you. So yes, she's got one eye cocked up. I can't do it. But these two parts here and here, they line up.
Okay.
So
see.
also look at that space between here. I'll see if I can sketch it in. Let me see. It's like this shape. Ugh, mother. Sorry, don't mind me. When I have to do this thing, look at that shape. I drew it really badly, but this is what I'm talking about. So when I say you have to get the relationship of one thing to another, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Right? The eyes relate to the nose. There is a spatial
eyebrow,
relationship between them. So often it's getting that negative space that's between them
I
that will
see.
help you sort of get everything.
Yeah. So the eye, yeah, so I think I drew the right eyebrow too high. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's not close. It's not connected to the left eyebrow. There's no connection to the left eyebrow.
Okay.
You have to show do you see what I'm saying? These
yeah.
two,
The alignment.
they're aligned, the alignment is wrong. And
Yeah.
then not just that, there's too much space between, yes, you've got to get this shape right here, right?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
shape. Once
Yeah.
you get that shape, that will help you. But I still see likeness, and that's likeness is starting to come through. And that's not something I say lightly.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. That means that is everything. And I think sometimes like when it's really important for us to get it right, that will happen, right? You'll kind of force yourself because it's so hard.
Well, when it's your mom, it's easier too.
I don't think so. I don't think it's easier. I think it's
No,
harder.
I don't think it is easier. You want to do it perfectly and it's more
Yeah.
frustrating.
Oh yeah, Mariana, there you go. Very nice. Very nice. You're right. These are right. Yes. Remember to send these across the thread so I can see them and we can all see them.
Okay.
I love it. All right, you guys, this is great work. I'm super proud. Please send me where you stop at the end of today, and I will review each one at the next class, and then we'll go forward, okay, on how to correct. Very, very nice work today. Super. Like, I want to make it clear how great everyone did today. This is excellent. These drawings are really like far above where you all started. So bravo, really bravo. I'm proud. I'm impressed. Let's put it that way. Proud sounds like I'm your mom and I'm not your mom, but I am impressed. I am impressed by your hard work. I think it's really great. All right. We'll see you next week, guys. Wonderful
Thank
work
you, Leah.
today. Wonderful work. See you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.